welcome back. It's time for an update on the JRX 2, JRX 2, possibly JRX T, possibly Junior 2 SE projects. It's definitely a vintage Losi update because we've got a box, so we're going to do a box opening. Where are you going? You're actually leaving? Weird. Okay. Huh. I don't know if I've done a video in the last 2 months without Crush bombing it, but here we are. He did come running, and then I got a phone call, so he must have gotten bored waiting. It's time. Are you done? You're not? All right, fine. Let's open the box. So this came to me from Richard. If you've been following along in the JRX 2 restoration project on the channel here, you may recall that this Junior 2, or most of this Junior 2, came from Richard. He's a guy that I got hooked up with through the Facebook groups on the Facebook, and bought pretty much a new old stock Junior 2 from him, which I just bought for the parts, mostly the tires, to work on my JRX 2s. So the parts in this box are going to help me finish JRX 2 number 4. If you recall, the plan was to make 4 JRX 2s. So let's count them up. JRX 2 number 1, my primary shelf queen. The tires from the Junior 2 went onto that car. JRX 2 shelf queen number 2. Not sure if anything. I'm going to open it. Be patient. Like, he's trying to open it for me. Really? Go for it. Tear it open. So I don't know what, if anything, came off for that, but down there, I don't know if you can see that, but my JRX 2 runner, the shocks that were on that Junior 2 I got from Richard are now on that runner. The rear arms were brand new, so they went on my JRX Pro shelf queen because the arms on that were clean, but not brand new clean. So that car was bought as a Junior 2, but not because I wanted a Junior 2 in the collection. I know I've said time and time again, I want the first 4 or 5 cars produced by Team Losi, but not the Junior 2 or the Junior T or any of the trucks. So anyway, Richard to the rescue again. In this box is some parts and some other little vintage surprises. So let's get it open. Crush, move. Move. Come on, move. Let's get it open and see what Richard sent us. There we go. Oh, this is so cool. All right, first we have a vintage motor, a brushed modified motor from Team Trinity. It's the P2K2. And wow, the brushes are removed. I'm not sure why, but the brushes are essentially brand new, and there's nothing on the commutator. Like, it's really clean. So I'm not sure which. This is going to go in one of the shelf queens, just to have period correct electronics. Here's the bag of goodies that I really wanted, but we'll save the Losi parts for last. Let me show you the other cool stuff in here. Period correct. Look at that. Period correct saddle packs to put into these cars. Man, I never had any of these 1700s. I went from 1200 SCRs to 1400 SCRs, boom, 2000. When 2000 milliamp SCR, were they SCR? Well, they were nickel metal hydride, which was cool because apparently no memory. And 2000 milliamp, I was like, that was the baller battery pack. And back in the day, they were $100 a piece. And you needed, like, I used to go to a race with 10 batteries, 5 practice packs, which were those worn out SCR 1200, 1400 packs, and 5 race packs, because we only used 1 battery a day, or we only used a battery once per day. And after we ran the battery, you would put it on maybe the discharged light bulbs, and after you put it on the discharged light bulbs, then you would put it on a discharge tray and bring each cell down individually. And once all the light bulbs went out, you would then solder a wire from the positive to the negative and remove it. So you literally short-circuited the battery. So discharge it with the light bulbs and a voltmeter, then put it on the discharge tray, and the discharge tray would bring down each cell individually so that all cells were discharged to the exact same amount. And then while it was on there, you short circuited it, removed it, and you kept that piece of wire soldered from the positive to the negative until next race day. The logic being that it would keep the battery totally dead, and when you charged it, you could get an absolute full charge and just really get as much juice in the battery as possible. So that's pretty interesting. Remove pack when lights go out. Do not deep cycle. I don't know what that means. Discharge when lights go out. The discharged when lights go out. Leave pack in for deep discharge equalizing. It actually has cobwebs in it. That's awesome. Not sure what those are. Maybe those are for voltmeter. So we got a vintage battery. We got a discharge tray. I'm actually going to use this stuff, by the way. I'm definitely using these. So I had a Victor Engineering High IQ Junior charger that I got in a package deal. Something was wrong with it. I called the company. While I was on the phone with the company, the guy was like, do this. And I let out the factory smoke, and I was like, ah. So buddy was like, I feel bad. I'm sorry. You cooked your charger while on the phone with me. I'll send you the newest version of the Victor High IQ charger. I don't know, it was the senior or something. You're asking me to remember something from like 1998. And yeah, so I give my credit card over the phone right then and there, and he sent me that charger at cost. I wasn't smart enough to use that thing. It had all these different functions and stuff. In the end, ultimately, I would use this on race day. I had a DC power supply in the pits, and I would oh my god, it's super dusty. I love it. So yeah, I would use a AC DC power supply. So you plug it in and it would convert AC power into 12 volts DC, and I hook my charger to that, and this is how I would charge my batteries. You could charge either SCR 1 to 10 amps or FCE half an amp to 5 amps, and it had a control here to turn the amps from 1 amp to 10 amps. Always left it on 10 amps. And then there's a switch here, amps, volts. I don't remember what that was for. If that was, oh, maybe you put your voltmeter in these little tabs here and flick that to get the volts, and then flick it that way to see the amps. I'm not sure. Start, stop, trickle on, trickle off. Cool. So I actually got 2 of these. They're both the BC100L, but there's a difference in heatsink. I don't know which one is newer, which one is later. High rate linear output, high rate linear output. Everything is the same, only one has gold heatsink, the other one has black heatsink. These are too cool. Oh, and by the way, the batteries were a throw-in. He threw these in at no extra charge. And there are 4. 3 1700s, and then this Sanyo is NSCR. I don't see the capacity yet. 1700. Also 1700. I'm going to see if I'm going to try and cycle them. I'm going to see if I can't make them work. So how cool would that be? And a like new vintage motor. Awesome. So let's look at the parts. What do we get? Aha. Oh, nice. So we have, look, in the package, front spindle and carriers. Reason being, this JRX2 is a parts car, and one of the spindles, the one on this side, is actually off of an RC10. Don't ask. Oh, we got all kinds of. Oh, nice. Wow. So I was missing. I knew I was buying this. I didn't know I was getting this too. This is missing the one for that side. And I also found on eBay the shoulder screws that go there. So that's good. So I have the part I need for that and an extra one. Oh, that's definitely Junior 2. That's cool. It's got that purplish kind of anodizing that a lot of Junior 2 parts have. Okay. I asked for a set of rear Team Losi springs because I have a bunch of rear shocks ready to go, collars and everything. I had everything except the springs. Ta-da! Nice. So these were supposed to go in this car, but I've got some B6 shocks on there, and I might keep them on there because it's just so much easier to run modern shocks on vintage cars. And this is supposed to be like a very tuned up, modified runner. So I don't know, but now I have the option. So I love that for me. I'm missing one front JRX2 front shock spring, if anybody has any. These ones, like, this is what I'm used to for JRX2 spring. These Junior 2 front shocks, they were sold as Junior 2 shocks. Those springs are super long. But they're as long as the springs that came on the Junior 2 shocks on this car that I stole to put on the JRX2. Alright, that's awesome. So if I want to go with Team Losi vintage shocks front and back for that, I can. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, Richard, you are the man. That stupid little spacer goes right back here. That car was missing the little spacer that goes between the pin and the bearing. So that wheel is flopping back and forth. Can you imagine? Can't finish a build because of one simple little spacer. I didn't feel like stacking a bunch of washers in there. Worst case scenario, I would have. But I want to sell this car, and I'd rather it not be hobo with really, like, it's supposed to have a spacer. It's not supposed to have a stack of washers instead of a spacer. All right. There. Now, okay, let's talk about this. It's not complete, but that's okay, and I'll tell you why. I do have a complete one coming from eBay. I'm going to modify this, and I know that seems a little sacrilege to modify it, but I run this modern 2S stick pack. It's a 2S LiPo stick pack. I run this in my JRX Pro SE track car. And I do that. Hey buddy, welcome back. I do that by using, it'll fit in this chassis if you cut the front out of this battery strap. So it's not complete, that's okay. I'm going to modify it so that I can use it in this Junior 2 chassis with this battery. So this one will come out and go on the JRX2. The modified one will go in the Junior 2 SE because I want to run it. I want to run it with LiPo because it's getting brushless, so brushless and LiPo. All right. He sent another extra set of springs. They look more like RC10 springs, so that's cool. And God love them. No, leave the springs alone. All right, fine. You can have those springs. If they're associated springs, nobody wants associated springs. You can have those springs. This is cool. Oh, they're so clean. Another set of GRX wing buttons. So yeah, I was just saying that other video hasn't come out yet. It's an update video for that Junior 2 SE. Buddy of mine is printing wing buttons, but nothing beats original. So I've got an original set of wing buttons. An extra, I love this. I don't have to use this. I don't have to use this. He just sent me one sole left spindle, which is what I need for this side. Amazing. And there's one in here as well. So, and I'm not going to say what I paid for this stuff because that's between me and Richard, but just know I'm looking forward to doing business with him again. He treats me very well, and I'm sure he'll treat you well too. Look him up in the vintage groups. He often has a lot of stuff for sale. Excellent communication, fast shipping, parts are as described. Shout out to Richard, shout out to you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye for now.